I'd rather go AA into... Yes, the AA...
10 seconds to go.
You're not... The reason why AA works...
5 seconds.
Why Timbers... Blacks to say... Lion is best catcher. Dragonite open...
Radiant's ban.
Have this.
Oh,
He beat Dragonite. This something that they open up with. Doesn't like the Leshrac paper works well against. The real game. He close. He doesn't build it.
10 seconds to go.
Items and
5 seconds.
He's 500. Still need to get close. You get to top.
Dire's ban.
Dragonite stun. You're. Shadow Demon, maybe anything like that to enable. Flash's whole kit is pretty running
And we're back.
faster than
10 seconds to go. Radiant's ban.
past like not good for
Dire's ban.
YTB's generally good. Timber Viper are probably the only two offlaners in the entire game that would make it.
I'm dead.
And Nyx is all about getting these pickoffs on the map. Usually gives you macro
10
advantage
seconds to
because
go.
Who have to show on lanes die. Best part about
5
Terrorblade
seconds.
concept, because nobody can kill your illusions. Like, it doesn't feel good for a Nyx to go gank your illusion. Clear it casually with pick-off heroes like the Nyx. He's not like the Lion where he can...
Radiant's ban.
Illusions will be the ones buffer between themselves. So if they Sentry a triangle on the side of EG, then he's going to be pretty well protected.
Dire's
All gonna come
ban.
down to, I think, Lesh, big tower, allowing them to invade the triangle. Assassin plus Leshrac. This was
10 seconds to go.
You have your Lesh covered. Carapace and
5 seconds.
shutting down potential. I mean, it's just the best carry matchup against carry, since TB has high armor, illusions, not generally countered by the carry. But PL's the one. TB is so decently bad against Naga, like you don't Naga like we saw last game, but it's not unplayable if you have PL's just, it never feels good.
Woo! Makes a lot of sense, guys, but I don't know any other team that's gonna second pick a TB and then still feel like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna do just still believe that this is a undefeated Terrorblade their entire tournament.
Love to see Vlad. Maybe it's not ideal against
Dire's
Feels
pick.
like go for it.
Radiant's pick.
Chinese read.
Grimstroke.
BKB, first item. Sunray off, fights. Okay, I like this as well.
Ten seconds to go.
I would prefer
5 seconds.
swap things around. Farm that act. Mid laner, so you have no mana.
Dire's pick.
No carries.
Skywrath Mage.
I thought they were
Radiant's pick.
The double doom.
It's like, okay, Sky off lane. I think so. You have to go Oracle, I think. Well, you have to save. buy some.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
All in. Amount of items. How are they gonna stop them? Like, they're very good.
Radiant's ban.
Slow you down while they're.
Ten seconds to go.
Graphing.
5 seconds.
Offlane deep. 5 Scott.
Dire's ban.
Mid tiny.
Radiant's ban.
That one coming.
Dire's ban.
Popular. Other region. Surprised they didn't. Must be some others. I'd say Shadow Demon's like better against.
10 seconds to go.
It's like when you come out of that disruption.
5 seconds.
Do like Warlock as like a. I like T1's draft a lot. I think Leshrac
Radiant's pick.
is it get like a. I like Warlock. Fight and
10 seconds to go.
heal and just
5 seconds.
exactly what works.
Or you can go for that very clutch.
5 Omni. 5. I would actually be down for 5 Omni. That. You have a lot of stats. Like you have slow, Dragon and provide. None. Tiny. You have enough.
Dire's pick.
Elder Titan.
Okay. Duns, let's go.
All right.
That's
well,
more of a counter initiate. That is like a disrupt. Yes, where you want to reset the second. Rock gives you the same higher cool.
10 seconds to go.
It's amping up all their damage.
5 seconds.
I think they're saying that no amount of safe. We can start the fight 5v4. That's like, I don't think that's the ideal way to take it, but I don't think better to like buy into an idea. You don't think. But now I'm liking. Life Stealer they've done before. This Skyrat.
Juggernaut. Who's it gonna be?
Feel like he double doom. That fight reset. This double doom.
what happens when Juggernaut?
He splits in half.
My God.
Yeah, he splits in half, one leg, one arm.
When it's
Half
over, he's
damage,
just
half
dead.
damage.
Oh my God. It's very crazy and love it.
Even top to bottom, not. So,
Fantastic.
I agree. They are that can kill. Savage is very.
Well, Lakas, I'd love to hear. Ready to play.
Yeah, let's let them
very
play.
exciting game. So let's go ahead and throw it on over to our casters. Suns.
Greetings, Sir Action / Suns fan here with Cinder. We have game best of 3 between T1 and Evil Geniuses. Cinder and EG takes game 1. Stop smiling at me right now. They took it in pretty convincing fashion, I have to say.
Everybody get set.
Come back and force a game number 3.
I do think they have pretty good chances based on the draft. They addressed a lot of the problems that they had. They got rid of the lion as well as the puck in 2 different phases, something that EG have been incredibly successful with in this tournament. So definitely making their adjustments. You do, of course, have to give up something, and they will give up Terrorblade that EG still haven't lost with, so that's probably bad news. But they've got a lot of the stuff that they like themselves. They got their hand on the Doom again. They've got a Nyx. They've got the Leshrac on Cuckoo, actually, which was a very impactful hero in the series against PSG LGD last night.
Yeah.
Over on EG's side, they're a little bit... they've switched to some heroes they haven't played as much. Fly on the Elder Titan is definitely a staple for him, but hasn't been too much this tournament. Skywrath on crit. So I do feel like T1 are taking them, I wouldn't say out of the comfort zone. It's not like anyone on the EG team is playing heroes they're not comfortable with, but it's definitely not like their #1 go-to priority heroes that they've got their hands on.
And I have to say, the hero that, at least the talent side, and I guess maybe the public to some degree, that people really hate this tournament because they think it's garbage, is Tiny. And we're continuing to see it, and EG have shown that they have the aptitude to play at position 4 or mid and find success with it, as Zephyr just takes a rune there.
Yoink.
And they're going to take 3 for T1.
Got a feeling this is going to be good.
Yeah, Tiny's win rate is pretty abysmal. It's got a little bit better in the playoffs, I think, toward the later portions, because teams picked it a little bit more wisely, I think. I believe it's 1-8 on support, and something like 4-8 or something along those lines on core. So still not great, but in the right situations can be a nice pick still. Usually what you're looking for with Tiny is the ability to, first of all, have a good lane matchup in mid, and secondly, be able to burst specific enemy heroes really easily. Obviously, one of the heroes you're happy to pick Tiny into is Leshrac. And might be part of the reason that T1 has chosen to put it off lane instead of mid.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, what do you think of the matchup mid though? It is Doom. It feels like this is maybe a somewhat farming lane. Unless you can reposition Doom onto the tier 1 tower or top into something else. Right. Do you think anything's actually going to happen in that lane aside from farming?
Funny tip there. Yeah, I don't know what 23 Savage was doing there. That was a very weird blade fearing. I think it's pretty much a draw, that lane. If anyone comes out slightly ahead, it's probably Tiny, but that is strictly off having the tree, or maybe some slightly better denying than Doom. Okay. Overall, I think they're both just going to farm. And there isn't that much kill potential. Like, maybe, like you said, the toss into tower with the Skywrath rotation can get a kill on the Doom. The other way around, though, there's like almost no chance, right? Like, how on earth is Tiny going to die to a Doom? Doom has to run onto heroes. You have both Avalanche and Toss to get him away. So I don't think Carl will ever kill in this lane until he's level 6. And at that point, he might even need a rotation to pull that off. So that's the good news for Abed, is he will just be able to farm.
Second Blade Theory for 23 Savage. The first one was a bit of a misclick, it looked like, but second one nets them the first blood.
They thought he didn't know what he was doing, but as a matter of fact, he knew what he was doing.
The ultimate, I mean, they are in the lower bracket finals, so I would hope they realize that he is quite good indeed. As we did see, of course, RTZ pop in the meta pretty early here and be able to secure a ton of farm. As Echo Stomp onto 2. And just before more harassment purposes, Fly, once it comes back, he does get a ton of damage, but he's going to get Split Earth from Cuckoo. All right, what are your thoughts on like off-lane Lesh? Because you talked about how they potentially moved that after seeing the lineup from EG.
I don't know. I think in this game it can work pretty well because they have a double stun lane against Terrorblade and Elder Titan, so they can hold their own at least and get farm. Leshrac doesn't exactly have the best base damage to get CS against a lot of the safer carries.
And its final delivery.
The ET protecting, I don't see kills being particularly likely for T1's lane either. Oh, Savage!
Oh my, Arcane is actually enough. All right, so they end up netting themselves a return kill once they TP back. So EG, evening things up. 15-2 CS right now. versus the Abed Tiny 12 and 2. So Doom off to a pretty good start, and of course it's just going to amplify once that Devour starts to get leveled up even more, as we've kind of talked about every single Doom game, but that is pretty much all you can talk about. They do have double Doom potential this game, though, with the Soulbind. I feel like we see this combo, and then it almost never happens in a game. Why is that? Is it just the positioning from Grim is difficult to pull it off?
The conditionals, right? First of all, Grim needs to hit a Soulbind. Doom needs to be in range and have Doom ready. They're going to chain him off.
All right. Yeah, the Impale into the Split Earth, but
and a lot of the time Doom lineups open fights with Doom, right? And if the Doom is going first, what are the odds you get a Soulbind? The enemy heroes need to be in range for the Soulbind. They need to be 2 heroes near each other, and Doom needs to be able to wait for that to happen. So it can be amazing. I think in this game, T1's chances of pulling it off are higher than normal because they have both. They have the Nyx, who's a really great setup for a fight. He will run in, stun Carapace for a long duration lockdown and force the enemy team to react. And when they react, that's when you can come in for your combo.
Except for getting chased by Fly, but he ends up netting himself a water rune and the bounty. So just Fly kind of just running around there. As we see the tier 1 tower now. Arteezy be able to right click pretty easily with that meta again. That'd be the second of the game. Wait, sorry, Observer, click on whoever you just clicked on. They already had the shard queued up in their inventory for an upcoming item.
Thanks
just go through all the heroes. We'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. Not yet. No. Okay, keep going. Yep, you keep it up. All right, we're getting there. There, almost. There we go. All right, 23 Savage.
Man, I really
Maelstrom
hope nobody
into
had
Shard.
And you just made him go through every single hero.
I like trolling people. Okay,
Too bad.
My apologies, but I mean, Maelstrom Shard, that's pretty freaking strong. You can attack through the Blade Fury, you get extra attacks, or you get extra move speed while Blade Furying.
Yeah, and he's specifically itemizing against Terrorblade, right? Like that's what you gotta do. On top of that, he probably identifies that this is the kind of game where he can get 100 to 0 in a Dragon Knight stun plus Skywrath and Tiny combo. So a lot of the time you will need to use your spells very early in fights, and therefore increasing the impact of Blade Fury is probably not a bad idea.
I will not forget this.
Yeah, it was 23 Savage after that death. I mean, 17 and 2, it's going to get Dragon Tail, but mid lane, we're going to see the Avatar's combination with the Ancient Seal, that extra damage coming through.
Very easy kill. Doom,
Radiant's middle tower could use a hand.
especially after the armor buff, but this amount of overwhelming magic damage when you're on the enemy hill, you just can't handle it. Like Tiny plus Skywrath will 100 to 0 him every time with level 2 Ancient Seal if everything lands. So I think he should pay a little bit more respect there on Carl in mid. So far, in terms of CS, EG are doing great.
Bounty.
Leshrac offlane has 13 CS only for T1. Compare that to the Dragon Knight, who's doubling him up. Arteezy's doing very well as well. Basically, everyone on EG's team is happy right now.
Yeah. Oh, we have a haste on Abed. He gets the avalanche into the toss, back into the fray. Crit again with the Ancient Seal. Fly is there. Can't really catch up, though. Scorched Earth is up and running, as we're going to see potentially Ice take a tumble here.
Oh, nice jump.
So T1 finding some, I mean, they're up 1K, but of course, Doom effect and whatnot. But like you said, in terms of CS, EG doing quite well right
Radiant's top tower is
And the
in
hero
bad
in the
shape.
shot right now is really going to be my big question mark, is Cuckoo on that Lesh. Like, how much is this offlane Leshrac going to be able to output? A big
Radiant's
part of
top
this hero's
tower's
strength for me is the timing that it hits early when it's mid, where you get Edict really fast and you start taking towers. You just never find that same impact from the offlane because you're
Radiant's
sharing
top
experience,
tower's taking
and usually you
hits.
get contested a lot on CS, so you don't get the key items as fast, which
Can't
is exactly
do
been
nothing
the case
about
in this
dire
game.
structures right now.
Offlane Leshrac just, his base stats and base attack just kind of suck in 2v2. Like, he does way better in mid because you have this constant access to water runes, you buy bottle, so you're farming with spells. Carl will be fine here.
Yeah.
Was close though. Abed
Dire's
is
mid
really
towers having technical
bully.
I mean,
difficulties.
that combo has been nerfed time and time again, so it's actually a little bit surprising when you see them get that close. We're going to see Echo Stomp connect on the fly. He's going to be woken up though with the right clicks of Arteezy. Split Earth is not going to hit, and Arteezy nets himself a kill onto Cuckoo.
very nicely placed stomp there from Fly. There was, I think there was an escape path there for Cuckoo on the Lesh, but it was really hard to find it in that moment. Kind of just cornered him completely.
The Dire best do something about their bottom
Very
tower.
annoying for Abed, but he should be getting an 8-minute power rune here. They have full river control. Gonna place Fly in the
Guess
bot
what's
room.
happening
Abed
to
is
Dire's
checking
bottom
top,
tower.
and he will find
Myself.
Well, it'll be an invis.
visibility.
Ooh, that's-
What a great room for Tiny.
Yeah, that is a top tier one, no doubt.
He could look to kill the Jugger with this. That would be cred.
Yeah, Jug is second in net worth right now, so he's recovered nicely despite dying early on in lane.
That ward saw the smoke,
Yeah,
right?
it looks like it.
That
This won't
is
be a surprise.
Pretty critical, because if this would have worked out, they definitely would have got a Jug kill and maybe even the top. Oh,
The question is, do they know that he has an invis rune on top of him?
Oh yeah, they didn't see the rune, so they saw the smoke.
He's
Oh,
not invisible anymore.
what?
So
Wait, what?
I'm not. Did he
Oh, he ran
bottle?
through a sentry?
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
I didn't actually notice. He ran through the sentry and something saw him. He just broke it. All right, good
That'll
job from
waste a little bit
T1
of time.
dodging that.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
nice.
I mean, this is what Tiny's all about. It's about the burst damage, getting off to a good start, and snowballing. There is potential for him to turn into a pseudo carry later with the shard, being able to right click, but
Radiant's bottom
we haven't
tower
really seen
seen
a ton
better
of that in this
days.
tournament, especially from the mid
Radiant's
position.
toughened
But
up their structures.
Abed is obviously capable of pretty much anything, so we'll just have to wait and see. Typically, though, after the
Radiant's
burst
bottom
damage
tower
of
ain't a
coming out the
pretty
blue deck or
sight
something
right now.
like an Echo Saber will normally come through, but
Ooh, this is bad for Whiteman.
yeah,
He's-
Abed.
Someone is going to die.
For
Radiant's
the
bottom
ancient
tower
seal
seen
to
better
he's going to find
days.
his White Mon to start things out. He's going to get Science Phoenix to the Phantom's Embrace, but a double TP now for T1. Dragon Tail from Ice 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 into the Mystic
Radiant's
Slayer.
bottom tower
Going to
ain't
net them
pretty
one
sight
kill.
right
The
now.
Doom already applied to Abed. Looks like he's pretty fast though. Can he get away? Nice Echo Stomp. He's going to hold T1 in place, and as a result, Abed shall live. So that's going to be a wasted Doom in the end. But now the Dragon Tail looks like Ice 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 finally takes out the healing ward. Avalanche not going to prevent the Blade Fury, but actually did get the kill. Trying to TP out with that
Radiant
Blade
lost one of
Fury.
their bottom towers
More than
on the
enough
last top
damage from
tower.
EG. Arteezy died on the other side.
This is a side note.
Yeah, just a side note,
Yeah.
the position 1 of EG did die.
Got killed by Nick Slash. So if Arteezy doesn't die here, there's obviously a huge win for EG. I still think they're favored in this trade. Yeah, you're going to see it here. So that's the Monoburn combination with the stuns, and Arteezy doesn't have Sunder skilled anyway. So both teams take a tower, and both teams kill the enemy carry. EG got a little bit of an extra kill there, and Doom was expended. So I will give them the victory there, but not by a lot. Good job from T1 to find a counterplay on the other side of the map. Kind of equalized the situation. So once again, we've got Carl with his first item hood.
Yeah, but this time he's going Blink second.
No.
Okay.
Every time we talk about his item, he changes it. I was like, what is it? Last time he mentioned it, he went dagger.
It looks like
This time, maybe he didn't have a good time to make the joke. He actually did it. All right, let's see. When he has like 1,500 gold, he's going to switch back.
Okay.
Maybe it's a tick he has.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. We've seen that before, many a time.
Oh, I thought
I
for
mean-
a second he switched to it.
What would you prefer this game, though? Do you actually agree with the BKB first?
I still think he should buy dagger.
Yeah.
I do think. But honestly, I think the dagger is less good first item than last game. I think you have a better case for buying BKB.
Ancient Seal, yeah, they spot him out. Avalanche toss, and that just blows up Zephyr. Man, oh man, yeah, the Sentry in the high ground spots him.
Skywrath
Nicely
is really,
placed.
The Skywrath Nyx matchup is actually super interesting because everything is about information in that matchup. If Nyx sees Skywrath first and Sky doesn't have detection, Nyx can almost one-shot combo him. If it's the other way around, the Ancient Seal just
Dire's mid
blasts
tower
you
is
with
having
any spells.
technical
Yeah, you
difficulties.
saw it right there.
The
Easy kill
Dire
for
went
him.
and fortified their
Savage has to
structures.
TP back to base, which means he can't really come out of this mid lane. EG knows that that TP is down. They're going to start with an Avalanche with a Soulbind to counter. Echo Stomp to counter that on top of it. Impale's going to connect on one. Lightning Storm to follow.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, they do find one kill onto Crit. The Burn Skill does connect onto two, though, as Cuckoo is right-clicked by Arteezy. Just enough damage to take him out. Meanwhile, Doom into the Inkswell. This will be a cleanup
Dire's
crew.
mid
Will
tower
they get
could use
the
a little
deny, though, is the
help.
question. Now, Abed does die to Carl in the end, so a 2 for 2. Now, Fly, Echo Stomp. The
Dire's
White
mid
Mon
tower
Arteezy still in that meta, so should be able to find himself White Mon at the very least. Triple kill for him.
Radiant's
Fortunate for
top
EG
tower
that
is
Arteezy's
taking
able to
hits.
get all those kills. And now maybe a
Dire's
tier 1
mid
tower to
tower
follow.
could use a little help.
It looked good for T1. They got the first kill and they got the Doom on Tiny, and this time he does die.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Dragon Tail, he does have a hood. Mystic Slayer does a ton of damage, though. They layer this pretty nicely with the Echo Stomp. He is mega fast.
Haste and Hood will stay alive. But EG with another good move. They get the kills on Arteezy, 3 kills, as well as the mid tower, so really starting to ramp up. T1 with a less than 1k gold lead with Doom on top of the boards.
And now we have
Radiant's
double
bottom
Blink
tower
Dagger.
ain't a pretty
So
sight
Ice
right
Ice
now.
Ice with one, Abed with one, expect EG to get ultra aggressive now.
And worth pointing
Trouble
out,
brewing at
as
Radiant's
was
bottom tower.
highlighted a moment ago, the Elder Titan did not have his aura yet. Now he's skilling it. So we see the first point now come out in natural order. Of course, this is going to amplify the damage of Tiny and Skywrath significantly when the Spirit is there. So a really nice like amp lineup that they've got going here. A lot of synergies. Yeah. Later on, if ET gets farmed enough, if he melees Jugger, Jugger has so much base armor that just gets removed by natural order, and that will make Terrorblade just flies through him like
I was a little
problem.
bit surprised that they picked an agility carry into Elder Titan, if I'm being honest, but...
what options did they really have, though?
There's not that... Oh, Ice. Okay. No Dragon Tail, Savage.
Reacts, did he TP and cancel that?
I think he TP canceled, yeah.
So,
I'm not sure if they saw that, though. Dragon Tail?
Canceled.
All right. Ice popped the Dragon form, so he's looking for more, potentially.
Are they going to steal the dragons? Nope, they're going to jump.
Yeah, there's the Dragon Tail initiation onto Nyx Assassin Zephyr. Looks like he's going to get the better of it for now. Spike Carapace into the Impale. Now Ice will be the one to TP out.
Didn't cancel his, though.
Indeed.
Brew is pretty low, but finds a regen room. You
Regeneration.
want access to the triangle. It's similar to last game. They want to deny
Avatos? Yep. That's a kill, all right. I mean, it's funny because we talked about the nerfs to Avatos, and I mean, there have been minor nerfs, but several times, I feel like, over the course of the last couple of years. I mean, if you don't get off to a good start, it's hard to actually take anybody out, but with the Mystic, or with the Ancient Seal and Natural Order, able to actually get targets that you normally wouldn't be able to.
Aim if everything is on top.
Whitemon.
The revenants of
Avatos
might.
again.
He didn't even land before he died. He didn't even take the toss damage.
Yeah, the right click does
Radiant's
hurt now.
top tower is hurting.
And he's going for the Echo Saber as we expected. Carl did not decide to go Blink Dagger. He didn't reverse us, Cinder, so it will be that BKB.
A tie
He's going to
for
switch
the
to Blink
impurity.
before he finishes BKB now.
Yeah, after the Mithril Hammer Ogre Club, I think it's time for Blink.
I really hope he puts it in quick buy and then buys the BKB. Please. We're gonna check.
That would be a great interview question. Why do you taunt us so, young man? But, crit. Vicinity for an Ancient Seal. I've been looking for more. Ice. Okay. Gets the stun off. Gets the Avatos and the Mystic Flare again. The first one to the follow. If had BKB, would be able to pop that off, but if you get the return kill onto Ovid, that is huge for T1. So it's a mid for mid. They do have a lot of vision here, but I mean, who is that better for? Actually, I mean, Doom is top net worth because of that Devour.
It's so irrelevant, really. In the grand scheme of things.
So again, Ice with the initiation. Inkswell is there. He only were on the high ground, so 23 Savage is more than fine.
I guess the one thing EG might have accomplished there, I didn't see how many TPs came out from T1, but if they rotated, for example, Jugger off a farming pattern and he TPs mid, then you can consider that a win. Arteezy is obviously already well underway up here.
For 23 Savage, are you... Oh, Arteezy?
They gonna try for this?
Maybe. Cuckoo doesn't have a ton of mana left, right? You get the Echo Stomp. Arteezy is here. And with crit, I do believe this will be a kill. Okay, Abed's there. Of course it's a kill. What are we talking about?
But Skywrath Tiny is so sick.
From 23 Savage, this build, obviously I like it in general. I'm going to see the initiation again from Ice, but he doesn't really have any teammates nearby other than the illusion of Arteezy, which is still nothing to scoff at.
It's just pressuring.
Are you surprised no Manta is being queued up for Jug? Like, I feel like Ancient Seal, like, what do you have against that?
Yeah.
Oh, he actually switched to S and Y now, so you're going to have at least the status resist for it.
I'm worried
Dire
for
structures
Jugger
looking
in this game. I
fortified.
feel like you need to dance around so many things to have impact. Like, if you get caught by Dragon Tail, you die. You get caught by an Ancient Seal, you die. You get caught by Avatos, you die. You even have to play around the Elder Titan Stomp too. Like, that can force you to spin.
Yeah.
Because if you take that, any of the previously mentioned spells can easily connect, and they playing without a save on T1. They're gonna find Fly.
Yeah, Vendetta into the Impale. Looks like Cuckoo solo kill. Very nice. But the Inkswell will connect here, so at the very least T1 gets some sort of a trade. Not exactly what they're looking for, but better than nothing. And yeah, we've seen these games like from the past where Tiny just takes off. This is not a recent thing that... I mean, typically they taper off a lot, which, you know, could still happen, but Abed is off to an amazing start.
It seems pretty clear that EG's read on this hero is that the damage isn't significant, so they're ramping it up, right? With both ET and Skywrath, a lot of the kills that Tiny doesn't usually find are a piece of cake now. And on top of that, something I feel like EG is doing an exceptional job at in this series so far and in the series yesterday is they get really good aggressive lane wards. They play for that Lion Dagger that they had last year. They play for the Tiny Blink to find non-stop kills and make parts of the map uninhabitable for T1.
That's very true.
Bottom tower's getting the business.
To note, the courier for Abed was killed. That was his Echo Saber. Oh no, actually his Ogre Club's still a finish. I thought he was a little bit more farmed than this. I mean, he's been farming the heroes, but not so much the creeps, so his net worth is going to suffer a bit. But again, creates a lot of space for his team.
But that is a key point, right? Like, he's not exploding in terms of net worth, and...
Oh, Carl. They've been waiting up here for a long time. Great Ancient Seal. Avatos into the Mystic Flare, but will survive. Does have that full BKB charge available. Up that Scorcher, trying to find Abed in the meantime, but looks like crit will be the sacrifice for EG.
And
Abed does have
considering how aggressively EG's heroes are playing and how much of the map they, like, block, Jugger has really good farm. Like, this is, he's only 500 net worth behind a Terrorblade who's had more or less free map access, so just finding really good farm on 23 Savage.
Link in, again, trying to focus on the Doom, who's extremely tanky with both the BKB and Hood. Credit to Carl for not popping BKB earlier. Avatos now, not quite dead though. Gets out with just a sliver of HP.
Oh, Terrorblade.
That's no, that's...
Could have happened.
A little bit more farm, but he does live.
He didn't pop BKB. That was scary. Carl does stay alive.
Yeah, what do you think of the, I mean, -3 armor from the neutral item, of course.
This time he did Kai Sanj.
Okay.
He committed for the Sanj, so I don't think he's going Dagger.
Yeah, Nether Shawl, of course, gives a ton of magic resist, but at the cost of armor, but most of the damage coming out from EG is magic.
What do we think about the neutral items? Apple is really, really good on Lesh.
Apple, huh?
I don't... Okay. Yeah, so you obviously have the choice of giving Lesh the shawl as well. I think it was...
Omni Slash! Fly's gonna have to eat it.
Did Doom have the shawl on the last engage? He
Yes.
probably did.
Yeah.
So that's why he lived.
Yeah, his magic resist is crazy.
It might look weird to give this to Doom over Lesh, but honestly, they need all the magic resist they can get on the Doom because he is the front line.
Yeah, for sure. Cuckoo.
Okay, and then he's front line apparently.
For now, he is. Split Earth is actually going to connect the Ice Side. Zephyr gets up. The Vendetta into the Impale with that Blade Fury. 43 Savage. Able to take him out, but Abed with the Avatar is going to get stunned. Takes the Spike Care Base into the Doom and Split Earth to follow. Abed in a lot of trouble, and T1 doing really well right now. Gets the credit for that kill. The Inkswell again this time connects onto Arteezy into the Impale, but there's the Split Earth. Or the Earth Splitter, I should say, onto Fly. 3 heroes hit. They're going to be able to take out Whitemon immediately. Zephyr looks to be the next. And now T1 has to fall back. Mystic Flare, not enough to take out Cuckoo. Able to walk away for now, but the Arcane Bolt still following him. Concussive shot as well. Double Arcane Bolt.
This is close. He's fine.
Looks like he's okay. Oh, another Arcane Bolt, and with the Astral Spirit
TB
running
illusion.
After him. All right.
Actual
And Arteezy ends up finding the kill. My God, Chase. Chase potential on
for the Terrorblade illusions.
That was pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
What a sick save from Fly. I hope we get a replay of that. That looked so good for T1. Really don't blame them for going for that Terrorblade kill, but
Yeah.
I think that was a 4-man stomp into Earth Splitter. We're going to see it here. So they get this first pick on the Tiny by using Doom. And this looks so clean, right? They chain their spells very well. There's a Grimstroke Silence, Nyx Stun, Lesh Stun.
Boom. Boom.
6 Splitter. They get the Sunder
And
off.
the Thunder. Yeah, that was really impressive.
And you're right, it is Split Earth versus Earth Splitter.
Yeah, that's
confusing.
It's okay.
If you're a new viewer who's never played Dota before, Sunstan is talking about 2 different spells.
Ice.
He usually talks trash and doesn't really know what he's talking about. Will call spells and some will call, but
Yes.
these are 2 different spells.
Thank you, Syndran.
You're very welcome.
Earth Splitter and Split Earth.
Yes.
They're both pretty powerful in their own way, though. One is an ultimate, though. A little bit more powerful in the right hands.
And they do different things.
By the way, in that replay, Arteezy was about a split second away from denying Abed. That was super close. The right click was on the way, but T1 able to net themselves.
Jungle push.
Who, again, like he's tapered off a bit in terms of farm. Is this concerning for EG?
A little bit, but as long as Arteezy is doing well enough, that's one thing Terrorblade really does very well, is being the true carry of the lineup. Like, you can have one or two other cores that don't necessarily scale insanely well as long as Terrorblade is safe. And once again, they do have the amplification to work with. In this game, they're going to open on ice. They have the smoke coming here.
Got into the Impale again, but Carl biding his time here. He has an actual Invis rune up. Looks like they're going to get the Mystic Flare off for now. Damage though from EG. Looks like a kill on the ice. Carl pops that BKB, he wants to go further. Still has his ultimate available, but not really able to find anything.
Dire's top tower.
Could have been a lot worse for EG for sure, but give credit to T1. Able to keep the pressure on here. As, Arteezy with a Lincoln Sphere, so fearing the doom, it seems. Zephyr, by the way, 1,000 away from finishing Aghanim Scepter on Nyx's Assassin. This gives him the Burrow ability, and it buffs literally all his other skills. It essentially becomes like a siege. Not a siege, but like a... I don't even call it. It's almost like a lurker,
it's essentially, like
from StarCraft Brood War.
You become artillery. You sit down, you can't move, and your spells are better, and you're tankier.
A lot of times it feels like it's really, like the apex of it is high ground defense.
It's insane on high ground. On either team's high ground, really. It's great for sieging, too, if you get in position.
If you're in position, yeah. But you are against a toss.
You're against toss, you're against
trouble brewing
insane magic damage still.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is one of those games where you just burrow and you get spotted and you feel safe.
Are you surprised that he's going for it so early? I mean, we've seen it before this tournament. It's looked a little bit underwhelming, I want to say.
I feel like it's stable, I guess. I think it's also about play preference. There are other items this game that would have been really good, like Ewell's, for example, against all this spell burst. Could have considered Lotus Orb for his teammates. But it is solid in a lot of situations, and I do think T1 are really late game focused here. So they want that big item that's going to help them later.
Carl and company are smoked right now, looking for potential initiation here. Might be baiting their Lush
to do more easy.
Oh yeah, they soul bind. They're looking for the double doom. Carl pops the BKB, really wants to get this up, finally does. And there's the double doom we've been talking about. But EG on the run, and they have some distance here. Big ways. Crit might have to be the sacrifice. Ink Swell, 4-staff into it to let themselves at least one kill here. But looks like EG want to fight back. Ice jumps in with that Dragon Tail. See, buyback onto Crit, coming back in the fight very shortly because that tier 1 tower is still up. Tail connects onto Jay. Onto 3 here. Earth Splitter to fall. It's literally everybody. Are you serious? Zephyr falls immediately. The sucker from Arteezy. Neil right quick draw. Looks like from a distance. Fly trying to chase him down. Abed with the top. Onto the other side, but Omnislash comes in now. They're taking a little bit of it. The Fly will take most of it. Double damage for double kill for Savage. As now he's on the run potentially. Gets that Blade Fury off. Remember, he has the Shard. He's doing extra damage and the extra move speed applied. Abed gets the Avalanche Toss on the 2. Along with Whitemon. So 4 dead in favor of EG. It did cost him a buyback. Cuckoo TP's out in the midst of danger here in the Roche pit. But what a turnaround fight from EG.
Dude, Fly did more damage than Arteezy that fight.
Fly has been the MVP for sure.
Terrorblade hitting for a big majority of that fight. Insane. It was literally 5-man splitter, right? I gotta see it again here.
Unreal.
So the healing ward is amazing here for T1. They're gonna group up around it to all stay healed. Stun.
I don't know how all 5 of them get hit though.
That's a little bit of a mistake there, I would say, from T1. Obviously, the Jugger wasn't spin, so it takes way less damage, but yeah, quit the Doom as well. And wow, this spell casting from EG.
And Fly takes all the damage from the onset. The MVP of the fight for sure.
Crit did buyback here, however, so it wasn't a total tragedy for T1. But obviously it is
tail end of this replay again.
It is definitely overall a win for EG for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, Carl is very tanky. Has the Sage Kai, like you talked about, the plate mail now going into the Shivas. We see the Avatos again with the Echo Saber being shown, but it's not enough damage to take out Whitemon.
What did he toss?
I think he tossed the creep, perhaps.
It just died midair. I didn't see anything come down again.
I'll take that.
I don't think he has the no target talent. I think that's on 20. I'm not mistaken. Instant to Jim. Ice. He gets the Lincoln applied for now. White Mon and company, they get the soul mine off, but not really gonna much come from it, aside from potential ice skills could be close, but no TP for you. 50 seconds on the deck, and we haven't seen Roshan yet. 27.5 minutes so far.
So Cuckoo, with that Observer Ward pre-placed, knew that Ice had initiation plans, so he pre-cast the Yule. As soon as Ice comes in for the stun, he gets Yuled and just counterplayed. And they have so much chain stun between Nyx and Lesh and Grim.
A moment of
Ice didn't get
silence
to play his
for the
hero against the
Dyer's
fight.
courier.
Nicely done by T1. So as this game progresses, the Terrorblade is starting to really pull ahead now of Jugger. Obviously the last fight, a big part of that. Arteezy now 3k up, almost having Daedalus. A very big damage item for this game. Choosing to not go Scotty, which is pretty unusual, I would say.
Do you think it's because...
Okay.
I think it's because he's expecting Ags on Grimstroke this game, is it not?
Yeah, but he already bought the Lincolns for that, right? He goes for that and Doom, so it's like a double whammy, right? But
Sure.
yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that's why.
All right, Avalanche into nothing. Regretting his decision. Carl, it's very hard to kill right now. He has basically every stat in the game right now. As the tips come out. So that's a shard on Grim, right? So that's the Inkswell will
Radiant's
hard
top
dispel at
tower's
the
in
end as
bad
well as
shape.
heal.
They're gonna go here, right? One more wave is strong. No, they're just running in.
Oh, ice with the initiation, Mystic Flare with a 4-second game out. Lord Splitter again, on to 3 heroes, delete 23 Savage from the game. And now Zephyr stuck in his lurker mode. Wrong game, my friend. This looks like a Roach Pit for me, for EG.
Playing against what he has as 84 hero, it's got to be so menacing. Like, you get caught by anything, you just die. The amount of spell burst is ridiculous, and you don't have a save. They have no Lotus. Do they even have a Glimmer on T1? I feel like the Juggernaut, like they tried to force step him, right? They don't have a Glimmer. So basically their best play in that situation is, okay, we know you guys are going to try to spell combo him. We will force step him and hope for the best.
The Radiant
force
took
step him into
over
the
Shadow
facing that
Dragon.
way.
Let him have it.
You get caught by Dragon Tail, you get caught by Tiny Combo, anything with the Skywrath Blast plus Earth Splitter. The damage is just insane. And this is not an underfarmed Jugger. He looks like he has nothing, but like it's 2.5k health. He just vanished. You know, he didn't get to press a button. You're going to see the replay here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Force staff in. He's still caught within that Earth Splitter. Fly doing crazy work this game.
Yeah.
And that just set up the free Roche for EG. So that is the first of the game.
Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
Close to Scotty though. For 23 Savage.
What's Fly closing in on right now? Because like obviously being able to go in with the Elder Titan is going to be important. So he's getting the Ghost Scepter. More than likely, in order to do that, to be honest, like he's going to Solar Crest an ally, Terrorblade most likely, and cast his spells, and then he's probably just going to run in. He's either going to run in if he feels the need to apply the Natural Order melee or physical part, or he's going to stay out and get an extra spell volley, and he'll have the choice with this Ghost Scepter, obviously wanting to tank up the Omni Slash as well.
That's interesting.
I really like what Fly's doing in this game.
Speaking of Omni Slash, Ice tanks a bit of that, but the BKB TP will be successful.
That's an Omni down. You traded it for BKB. I think that's a good trade for EG if they go again.
Dyer's
It's
top
such a big
tower.
part of T1's
You know the
damage,
drill.
this Juggernaut, and
Radiant's
without Omni
mid
Slash,
tower could use
not
a
only
hand.
does he have less damage, he has one less save. Like sometimes Omni Slash keeps you alive because
Dyer's
you
top
manage
tower's
to
getting beat down.
outlast
Radiant's
and
mid
get
tower's
a
coming
second Blade
apart.
Fury. That part is not available, so only with that one now. Paul is looking bottom. They are pushing out this wave, and EG are looking to take top tier 2. Both teams pushing the
Radiant's
T2
bottom
towers.
tower in a
Arteezy,
pretty
are they
sad
actually gonna
right
try
now.
this? He has
Dyer's
8
mid
kills.
tower won't
Sure, I
last
mean, they've done this
longer.
before. Last game, they're gonna pop that Lincolns.
Radiant's bottom tower
Coming
seen
in on the
better
sideline
days.
here. We'll see the toss back from Abed, who popped the BKB. He's the one that gets doomed instead. Soulmine actually does end up connecting on Arteezy, who's in the meta right now. So if they do kill him, that's pretty valuable.
Dyer's
That is with that Blade Fury coming off. Why not
Invincible.
able to catch him? And he'll take 2 here into the Earth Splitter to follow. Massive damage being applied, but again, the pop. Looks like the Pale's going to connect on 2, going 2 dead for EG in the blink of an eye. And now EG need to get out of dodge. Arteezy, meta is down. He's getting chased to oblivion right now. Ice. Okay, I mean, Abed ends up tossing his teammate there. There's a buyback now. Arteezy at half HP. He does have Thunder. Gets it off for the time being. They're going to turn around and call out the result. Nicely done from EG. Fly continuing to show his MVP status this game. Abed gets off the Avalanche. This will be a big kill for EG. Gets off the Avatos. Healing ward in front. Fly trying to connect. Oh my god, the damage from that tree. Echo Stomp not going to be there though. With that extra move speed from the Shard. Looks like 23 Savage is fine.
Great plays from both teams here. I really questioned T1's initiation there, but it worked out wonderfully. So the reason I'm unsure about it is Arteezy has the Aegis and his team is somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But the fact that they try to save the Aegis with the toss back and they get the immediate doom on Abed actually sets that up to be a nice fight for T1. And Arteezy pokes the meta and if that goes off, the fight's just over.
I'll take
but
that as
T1 do kill him in time, and then they force him away afterwards and get the kill on the Tiny. So once again, very, very close game. Great stuff. But what a buyback from Fly as well in the end, though.
Oh, yeah.
Saving Arteezy and getting him a kill.
Great plays from both sides. We're seeing why these teams have made it so far in the tournament. And I mean, game one kind of got away from T1, like halfway through, I want to say. EG just started to snowball, but this game, 33 minutes in, like you said, pretty dead even. Is
truly
all right.
ends
Abed,
here.
another kill.
I think this is the only hero left in the game that he can solo.
The Dire
he
might
finds
want to
it. Yeah,
mine
probably.
the top tower.
He does have
Dire's lost to
the
top tower.
Hyperstone.
It's going AC, right?
Huh?
No.
He's just a casual Hyperstone for now.
Well, attack speed is good on this hero. It is very slow.
And he has, that's his shard, right? Yeah, so that'll give him the permanent tree that he will never have any downtime. It's always nice. I mean, if he goes crit here, dataless, and then you get ads from Roche or something, that is when, like Tiny, he doesn't even need to go in anymore. He just stays far back and just crits everybody down.
Radiant's bottom tower
I am
in a
wondering
pretty
what the
sight
reasoning is
right
behind
now.
not finishing AC. If you're already buying the Hyperstone anyway, is he concerned about getting soulbind into Dark Portrait and giving the enemy team an AC or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe he just, like you said, just wants to be a cannon. And you obviously Tree Volley will do more damage, significantly more damage with a Daedalus than with AC.
Yeah, but
they're gonna jump.
Ice jumps into the DT, another force staff.
Great
First Splitter does connect, but only onto one hero, and that's a lot blown from EG, so they're gonna have to hightail away.
Actually,
They did pop meta?
yeah, I think so,
wow,
right?
yeah.
So if you outlast this meta now as T1 and then make a move, I think you have a really
Question is,
good
did they see meta though? Ice jumps in again. There's the Ink Swell with that Heart Dispel coming through. Soulbind onto two for now as Carl trying to get the double do. He'll get it, but the Lincoln's popped on Arteezy. He has Sunder available for his teammate if he wants to go down that road. There's the toss in, but again, the instant Dispel from that Shard. Arteezy getting Omniscience, but the Illusion's taking a lot of the damage here. Nyx Assassin still under hits here. 23 Savage almost getting bursted down. He's going to spin and probably walk out with the healing word. It's continuing to heal them here. Arteezy, how has nobody died this fight? Carl, Inkswell does connect. Can they burst down Arteezy is the question. He does not, he's not able to get off the Sunder, and he will die as a result. 80 seconds on the deck, and now EG starting to tumble here. That is the second death for them. Abed, EG have to back away. Really good spell casting from T1. I cannot believe 23 Savage lived.
Yeah, him surviving there is a big deal. And just like the unsung hero in this
Radiant's mid tower is getting banged up.
It's the pile of dirt sitting in the middle, stunning everyone the whole fight.
Radiant's mid
Literally
tower
just
ain't
dirt.
doing so good.
Here it comes,
Radiant's
the dirt at the
mid-tower
front
could
door.
use a hand.
You want to wipe it off, but
Have
Radiant
fun
don't have a
trying to
broom
bust
right
down
now.
Radiant
He's gonna stay
structures
there.
now.
This is going to be, well, they can only get
Radiant's
one Rax
mid-tower
actually,
is
because the
getting
2-2
banged
is
up.
up bottom.
This is a very, very big moment for T1. It's absolutely Lane Rax. No buyback on two heroes for 40 seconds.
Radiant's mid-rax
And
ain't
so EG
looking
will
so
just have
hot.
to give this up.
Good stomp, but not enough, of course.
This is just going to delay things. I don't think they're looking to fight here at all. I mean, 30 seconds still. No
Radiant's
Abed, no
mid-rax
Arteezy.
taking some
But
punishment.
again, silver line for EG is they can only get one.
Radiant's
Great
mid-rax
fight
is
from
out of the
T1.
picture.
We won't know about
It's
Rush
really,
in the next minute.
it's starting to show now. Obviously, we're going to see the replay here. So this Nyx stun onto
Sunder.
Arteezy, not able to get the Sunder off. What is starting to, the swing that we're starting to see in the game is that EG are actually starting to struggle with damage. It's kind of crazy to think about, right? We've been praising how much magic damage this lineup has, but we're
Radiant
reaching a
lost the
point
top
now
tower.
where the tankiness of T1's hero is starting to overtake you. The Jugger with the Scotty plus Aghanim Scepter now has 3.2k health. Left on Aeon's
the
is.
impurities.
You have... It's also about getting the initiation, right? This time around, T1 got that double doom. Even though one of them was on the Lincoln, they had the Soulbind. And they were just controlling Dragon Knight all fight.
This Grimstroke Shard is really good.
Yeah, that too.
It is really good. Used Inkswell, I think, 3 times in that fight. So Whitemon doing work. is, I mean, he's way far away, but if you can get Aghanim Scepter, that will just add insult to injury against EG here.
But it really does feel like, you know, the way these fights happen, either EG jump and burst someone and get ahead, or they jump and burst, and if they don't get the kill, Tiny, Skyrath, and ET have used their spells. And you have like this moment of opportunity for 10 seconds where T1 are just flat out way stronger. And they just took advantage of it.
All right, Ice
so important
has
that they
his
get the
Black
kill first.
Dragon now with that Aghanim Scepter. 23 Savage has Ags of his own, so he'll have Swift Slash, which I'm sure I'll call Omni Slash like 10 times because you never know.
It's 2 different spells if you're a newer player.
They look exactly the same, but one lasts longer. All right, Carl. Initiated on by Ice, but there's the Ink Swirl again. Not really worried about this combo. All right, Omni Slash onto Ice. He has his BKB. All right, again, Swift Slash, thank you.
Good call.
I mean, I prepped myself for that. Let's be real here. Juggernaut? Yeah, no way to take that out with the Ink Swirl again. Hard to spell. Earthquake does connect. Soulbind onto 2. Swift Slash again. Now it's the Omni Slash. The Dragon Knight with a nice toss in from Abed, keeping his carry alive. But Spin is just way too much damage. Does have buyback, so he can buy back into the game. Dragon Knight still relatively healthy here. Kind of low though. Alright, looks like they do find fly. I think with that, Dragon Knight takes a tumble. Ice is down. No Dragon Form anyway, so with the buyback wouldn't really be providing that much. But again, these towers are still up, so I think Roche is probably the player. It's not going to be up for another 40 seconds, so another lucky break here for EG.
You could definitely go and take a tier 2 tower though if you want to T1. But you might just stick around the pit and play the area. What is this close to max respawn time? Like, do the players know that it will spawn before ET and Dragon Knight are up? I don't remember what the original spawn timer was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But they could just scout that pit, obviously, with... Yeah, they're going to do it with a Nyx Illusion. Going to use that illusion. Was that an Illusionist Cave? Wait, oh, he forgot how it works. He swapped the item out, didn't he?
He's got...
Wait, huh? Do they have Illusionist Cave? Am I...
No.
Wait, whoa. Okay.
No Illusion Escape.
He just had an illusion?
Good effort, though. That's a good effort. Yeah, so I think the next fight, if T1 can... I mean, they can't secure Roche yet. Obviously, it's not up. Or just spawned, I should say. Okay. I mean, EG are up in 10, and yeah, this is going to be pretty fast. This is going to be the Cheese and Shard in addition to the Aegis. And, I mean, most players on their team have Shard already. I guess the Doom will take this one. So that's the Infernal Blade. The stun will last longer. And it has the old level death effect where if you have multiple of 3 in terms of your level, or if you're above level 25, you will take extra damage from it. So, the extra stun is the biggest thing.
Honestly, when you think about it, really simple skill. You've never played Dota before. Just think about it this way. If the hero's level is a multiple of something, or it's not a prime, or, you know, just make sure, just hit them and hope they die. It's pretty much, just get the shard on Doom, just hit heroes. It's fine.
Do you miss level death?
Fine. I honestly love that.
The best thing about level death was it was a Lincoln's Breaker, right? Like you have a Lincoln's Breaker already on the hero. But it was just too good. Apparently. Yeah, it was kind of a weird spell. Multiples of 3 and whatnot.
I mean, I think what Valve did was they made a conscious effort of trying to cater to younger players. So they took out the fact that you need to know the table of 3s.
Yeah, I mean, the education system in America is really rough right now, so I can't blame them.
Probably the right favorite Dota.
It is potentially the last fight here for EG in Game 2. They're up 1 game, of course, so they can survive this though. Savage pops that blade fury. Now they're going to find. I mean, Ice is a really hard kill. Pops the BKB a little bit early. With a Swift Slash right now. Yeah, he's quite large. Soulbind's already expended as well. You see the Impale hitting 2 heroes, but there's the Doom. It's going to be onto Abed into... Okay, they're going to get the kill regardless. He doesn't have a buyback though. Elder Titan ult comes out, but not able to connect for once on Fly. This will be a second Rax going the way of T1.
Radiant's top Rax.
Again. Alright, Swift Slash to follow, the toss back in. It's crumbled, double kill for 23 Savage. And there's a dieback. Arteezy gets off the Thunder. Not able to find Zephyr. He's still taking in that world. 23 Savage in the meantime still has his Aegis. No longer though. We'll come back to life very shortly. Arteezy, he's the only one that does damage. Big move back into the Thunder.
Radiant's top Rax is running out of
Savage,
time.
that's one way to die
Stop
quickly.
jungling, let's push.
So as a result,
To the Radiant's top
I guess they
Rax.
couldn't have gone for Megas anyway because that tier 2 is still remaining, but still a big kill for EG, but again, they lose their second set of racks.
There's
Hyperstone.
There's something in this game we've barely talked about that's actually a huge part of EG. They have nobody who really kills the healing ward. It's The amount of value that T1 is getting when that healing ward is up at this point, all of their heroes are so tanky. You see 4k health now on the Jugger.
Did Ice 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 take his range talent for the dragon form?
He's level 19. He doesn't even have it yet.
That's Doom.
I'm. Was it?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I don't think Doom
This
has
is
the
a
talent
replay.
with Elder Dragon
I
attack
know,
range.
he was clicking on Doom.
Okay, Shannon, sure.
I hate you so much.
All right, yep, me too. Let's see.
You hate yourself?
Yes,
Okay, well, that
that
makes
is
sense.
the secret to
I can't
playing
blame
Dota.
You. I
There we
can't
go.
blame you.
All right.
And a nice toss back. I mean, that's always the scary thing about playing against Tiny when you're that deep. Difficult stuff. Difficult stuff.
Has 100 seconds to drink water, though. Can empty that bottle if he wants to. Still has 30 more seconds if he didn't.
All right, he is level 19.
Yeah.
Very close again. I mean,
But-
that 150 range, I mean, that is something.
You need someone to break the healing ward
Yeah,
at this point.
absolutely.
It's actually negating so much damage from the Skywrath, from the T. Even Terrorblade's damage isn't burst, right? Like, it's really fascinating to see in this game how EG went from
Dire's
seemingly
mid tower's
magically within
having
5 minutes
technical
one-shotting
difficulties.
people to not having enough damage anymore. It's literally like a switch was flicked with one extra item.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
Yeah.
Very safe
22k
from
net worth lead for T1.
Yeah,
They are looking
firmly ahead in this
really
game.
good. All right,
And
Ice
let's
Ice Ice did
consider
hit
this.
20.
So, as it looks now, T1 more than likely. Okay, will be jumped.
Yeah, Mystic
Force
Flare.
down.
No, Aeon Disc. Just rely on that for now. Burrowed back in. Lurker form activated. 23 Savage. Yeah. You see Dispel again. Inkswell. I feel like that's really when the game turned around here. It's crit. He's going to get soulbound, and there's the Infernal Blade, the extra stun into the War Stomp. It's going to be an easy one for T1. Still an important hero to kill. 90 seconds of no crit.
Instant smoke. They're just hungry. But yeah, it's a good point. Like this Grimstroke Inkswell precast on Jugger. They precast on him, he just runs in.
Yeah.
If he gets comboed by Skywrath, it's going to get dispelled and he will get his stuff off. And he can even spin, obviously, if he wants to. It makes EG's decision-making so much harder. They're trying to bait
They actually went the
something
20
down here.
strength talent. Interesting. We were kind of talking about this backstage, but I mean, feels like a 50-50 right now in terms of what Dragon Knights typically take at 20. But like you talked about, the healing ward has been.
They're trying to empty
T1
Radiant's
saving grace.
mid
Yeah,
tower's
let's go. Of
coming
course, that
apart.
2Ps. Actually, everything's going base, so no big deal. But there's a double damage at the top right. Not sure if they're going to be looking for that. All right, Ice Ice in the brunt of things, but nice burn splitter. Combo's getting really low. Gets force staff, but he's still dead. Omni Slash comes out, split Earth. This is the shard from Leshrac as well. Seeing Arteezy, so much in against the force staff. 23 Savage is dead. Double kill from Arteezy. They're going to turn this around completely. Triple kill. And very little in the way of buyback for T1.
Did you know that carries deal a lot of damage when they have Rapier?
Divine Rapier. Yeah, it's quite a bit.
That Doom died. So okay, so clearly T1 didn't know this was in play, right?
Well,
Look at that
obviously.
damage graph. Arteezy with the 7k. Half his MMR in damage that fight.
And he's
damage.
got double
All
damage.
right, what's his damage with that? Let's look. So
he's-
he gets another 280, right?
He's not going to pop it quite yet, but yeah.
There's no buyback on Doom. This is possibly a lane of barracks for EG. They have double siege
Yeah,
creep.
buyback now on 23 Savage. He got
Hope
it
the
in the last
Dire
few
weren't
seconds.
partial to
Rapier
that
reveal.
mid
That was so
tower.
high impact. T1 had no idea that they were mortal. Now we had the swing back. We've talked about how there wasn't enough damage on EG, and this one item from Arteezy could swing the game around for them.
Yeah, and you have to go high ground against a Nyx Assassin, remember.
He has Aghanims,
So
he's going to have
very
meta
annoying.
again for 10 seconds.
Oh, he just bought it? Okay. Yeah. So,
See the
Axe for
Dire
Terrorblade is
structures
that
for
big
now.
wave that fears you and gives you a few seconds of meta, like you said.
However, if you're burrowed, you
Buyback
cannot
on a
move.
cuckoo.
So you're just
That's true.
you're just a very scared pile of dirt.
I mean, it's a
instead of-
stun, essentially, against the burrow target.
That's true. Oh yeah. Look at this base defense.
Yeah, split Earth.
Good luck, EG. And EG don't bother.
All right. I mean, that was still. I mean, they forced one buyback, but no more. Now, what are you supposed to do against this? BKBs and just hope for the best?
This reminds me of like custom games from Warcraft 3, like impossible bosses, you know, like the whole ground is just erupting everywhere and you need to dodge more than you get to hit.
Yeah, I remember when this first came out. I think most people thought it was kind of a meme, but
When
you
it
can
got the
see-
extra stun charge, it made such a big difference.
Oh, that's true. It was only 2 before.
Yeah, it got an extra
Yeah.
range.
Zap initiated on. He has the Aeon Disc. It's going to proc here.
Yeah.
Then pops the BKB, and just trying to hightail away.
He's got Yult.
Yeah,
No BKB.
there's the BKB. Okay, Ice Ice in his dragon form. Now they can burst down the Nyx Assassin, and they'll do so successfully. He does have buyback, though. Cuckoo's Aeon Disc. Does proc as well, though. Now, Ice jumping in. I mean, he has a lot of magic resistance. He's going to get doomed, though. And the slash to follow. He's going to buy back, but he doesn't have dragon form. We'll see what they want to do here. The gem is on the deck.
Careful.
See if anybody
the
sees it here. Yeah, that's dodge.
Get the gem eventually.
All right,
All right.
well done. Good effort.
Hey, that's a next level strategy. You drop a gem and bait the enemy team, and then you just keep putting split earths there.
Yes.
And then
that's a true mini game.
And
I
then
mean,
you see when they try to grab the gem, that's when you go.
I'm in for that. I like it. You have some great ideas, Cinder.
This got really exciting with that rapier purchase. It was close to T1 just closing it out.
Radiant's mid tower.
Tosses back the last
purge the elements now. No breaking down the radiant structures like
just bought
this.
that. That's essentially a dieback here.
Radiant's
and they
mid
know
tower's
it.
coming
But of
apart.
course, they have to defend their base. 12K net worth lead for T1 at this stage. Not that biggest discrepancy. We've seen many comebacks of this kind, but 2 racks down is something that you have to worry about for EG. Still, that tier 2 tower remains in that bottom lane. And I think, again, I've said, I feel like I say this every cast, the Roshan is very important, Cinderin.
It is.
And it's up in 15 seconds, and they know that Lesh will not be up for this fight.
Yeah, EG could definitely go and grab themselves
Abed
an
with the
Aegis
triple
for
toss
Arteezy's
now.
rapier if they want to.
And if this has an Aghanim Scepter, and you put this on, I mean, you could give it to a lot of people. Skyrath double spells, we talked about the tiny one.
I like it on ET.
Yeah, ET, the BKB essentially with the Astral Step. It is an Axe.
If you give it to Titan and he feels confident enough to walk in, Terrorblade will like 2-shot heroes that lose their base armor. Like, it's actually insane how much.
So you would
pick,
remove
remove 31 armor from Jugger.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not good. I like all the Ags on this
Put
team
it
right
in.
now. Okay. And it looks like this is going to be a freebie. They're going to destroy this thing super fast. T1, again, it's 4v5. They have to. Just give this up.
My God. Arteezy with the Aegis.
Are you ready to rumble?
Ags, you were correct.
Titan on Ags.
Elbow
Ags on Titan.
Titan.
Who is the
All
cheese?
right.
Tiny?
I'm not sure.
Backpack cheese.
But yeah, so just
swap that in for
to
the
recover here, the Fly Ags will provide 2 seconds of magic immunity per hero that you hit.
When the spirit returns.
The spirit, yeah. It used to be on hit, I think. Or it was through Echo Stomp. Actually.
Honestly, I think Fly could buy a dagger right now. You send out the spirit, you run it through the heroes, you stomp. As soon as the spirit returns, you blink on top of the heroes that you want Terrorblade to kill.
Sure.
Or you get the shard, which is of course also an option. It is a little bit less, how to say, it's a little bit less reliable in the sense that you need to wait for the stomp to go off and you don't,
Yeah, the shard is, I find that to be one really weird.
you get more flexibility with the dagger, but the shard is
Radiant's
cheaper,
bottom
so
tower
it
ain't a
depends
pretty
what you value
sight
more.
right now.
All right. EG trying to mount a comeback. I mean, look at the net worth, Cinderin. You can see that that is not a BKB. That is, in fact, that Aghanim Scepter that we're talking about. But this game is dead even for all intents and purposes. I mean, would you give the favor to EG right now? I mean, obviously they have the Aegis, which is huge.
I actually think EG is far ahead now. They're about
Far ahead? Okay.
Yeah, they're about as ahead. And I mean, the win expectancy is not in their favor, but it's Dota Plus saying, hey, remember the other team has 2 barracks. But just right now, in this snapshot, EG are definitely favored.
Okay.
Even though they're 2 racks down, T1 had a big advantage earlier.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the
Probably,
business.
I would say T1's earlier advantage was bigger than the one EG has right now, but it's definitely... It's so crazy, right? We're in late game. All these heroes have 1,000,000 damage. I think T1 had, was that 3 or 4 Eon discs they have against the Terrorblade and Tiny Burst. They have 1 on Lesh, 1 on Grim, 1 on Nyx. Question is, are we going to see them buy discs on the other heroes as well to try to survive the initial burst? Because I think that's the key part here for T1 is survive the first volley, so just so you get your spells off. Like, if you get your stuff off, you can win fights, but you have to account for Arteezy in these fights now. The Rapier really demands so much respect.
He has a refresher in his backpack, by the way. So has the Ags for the extra, you know, not only the fear, but the extra meta, essentially, and then an entire refresher to just double up on everything. So meta won't be down for very long. That's what I'm trying to say here. That is pretty crazy farm from
Big item on the way for Grim now. He's closing in on it. He almost has his Aghanim for the Dark Portrait. It obviously doesn't benefit from everything Arteezy has being an illusion. The Rapier will not be as effective, but it is still...
Yeah,
it is still a meaningful illusion, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it also is a Linken's Breaker, right? If nothing else, You can use it to...
Ooh, there's a double damage bot
tower.
I don't think
You know
anybody
the
has
drill.
vision of that right now.
Oh, I've seen EG make this exact move in this exact
Can't
spot
do
against
nothing
Vici
about
Gaming. It
dire
delayed the
structures
game by
right
20
now.
minutes.
Let's see. RTZ thought he was unkillable, and it was proven that he was not. All right, Infernal Blade start things out. Well applied. Yeah,
Eerily
he
similar.
is very low. They don't want to waste the Aegis. It still has a little less than 2 minutes to go.
Last time they did this, they were against the Void, so they couldn't force death. But this time they can.
I mean, they could, but it wouldn't do anything.
Thank you, Shane. Very good. Good. Technically correct. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, you've been doing that
appreciate
all game to me, so I figured I'd throw
Technical
one back at
correctness
you.
is the best kind of correctness. Absolutely.
I would
they could
disagree
do
with
something trash if they really wanted to. You are correct.
I mean, do you think that this is one of those Aegises where you just get control of the map again, and you don't actually try to go high ground? We saw this the other day from EG. After that first failed attempt, the next Aegis, they kind of just sat on it for a bit. They just waited for the following rush.
I'm just wondering, so there's a pretty big difference between this and the Vici game in just the raw advantage, right? In that game, EG were like 25k gold ahead, and Vici were unable to access the map. In this game, T1 already have really big items, so I don't know how big of a lead you're going to build over time here. I think it's a mistake letting the Aegis expire. I think you want to try to use it, but the problem is that the risk-reward is also a little bit, it's tricky, right? Because you have a Rapier. If you didn't have a Rapier, maybe you would be more likely to want to try to go high ground because of the potential loss. But losing a Rapier is like a 12k gold
you're
sword.
even more vulnerable when the Aegis is down, though, and you have the Rapier. Then you really don't want to fight until the next Aegis is online.
Honestly, I feel like these moments, this kind of moments, is one of the hardest things about playing this game. It's deciding what to do right now for EG is so difficult. T1 are willing to take risks. They get out of base.
I'll take that.
We got the refresher Doom, so we can get the double Doom.
Finding ET would be a really big pick, to be honest. That would not be a bad start, getting rid of that aura. He will have buyback, of course, but the connection points for EG are literally only the top outpost. If they lose that one, TPs are so far away. But they're obviously protecting it with their bodies, so T1 don't get access.
Yeah, and again,
Aegis expired.
I mean, like you said, it's not a Faceless Void, but the Split Earth Shard,
Split Earth
Mixed Assassin from behind.
High grounding is
It's
misery.
so difficult. Okay, Cinderin. All right, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not saying anything. Don't say anything, okay? You know what I'm talking about, just don't say anything.
Okay.
We're at 55 minutes.
That's great casting, by the
We're
way.
at...
You know what I'm thinking? The audience doesn't.
No,
Don't talk
that's not
about
true.
it.
They also know,
Some of
deep
them
down
know.
inside. I mean, I'm just looking at the timer right now. 55 minutes.
All right, guys, I'll give you a
Trouble
hint.
brewing
I'll be
at
excited
Radiant's
soon.
bottom tower.
Something has the potential of happening in 5 minutes if the
Don't
game does
spoil
not
it.
end.
Don't spoil it, observers. All right, 55 minutes. We're close. I mean, they have to wait for the next Roshan, I feel like. Unless some, you know, if T1 steps out of line here, potentially they go for a fight, but I mean, would you agree with me that you just have to wait for the next one?
I don't want to jinx it.
That's true, Zephyr. You're jinxing it. The fear comes out, but there's the Aeon Disc. Spike Carapace was already used. Astral, okay.
Double force.
Yeah, the 4 steps already expended now. All right, that's going to delay a little bit more now, Cinderin, which is exactly what we want. And the longer this game goes, the bigger and juicier this Juggernaut becomes as well. He is mega farm. We're seeing the farm on Carl as well. I mean, what's he going for now? So was this an MKB?
Okay, so try to put into words what you... Oh, hang on. Try to put into words what you think would be really cool if T1's heroes could hypothetically get in this game. Like, imagine there's an item they can't buy.
Right.
What do you think their heroes could really benefit from?
Well, if I mention them by name, okay.
No, just say what...
Okay, I think
would
an
it be cool
item
if they had, like, more cast range?
No, I think the item for both teams is
Trouble
the item
brewing
that,
at Radiant's bottom
some sort of
tower.
item that obviously doesn't actually exist in terms of buying it, that would apply like a Lincoln's and a Lotus Orb effect at the same time, and some stats on top of that.
That sounds really good. That should be very expensive, I think.
I think it'd be like 9,000-10,000 gold.
What if you got it for free?
If you got it for free, that's game breaking right there.
Okay,
It's
that's
almost
pretty
like
crazy.
if Icefrog wanted to put something in the game, it basically means he wants the game to end.
Right.
Which we don't right now because, you know, it's still an early game. This is still early game for us. As we a Nullifier actually picked up by Abed, so the Aeon Disc are completely countered. This will apply a
Radiant's
constant
bottom
dispel to a
tower's seen
target.
better days.
How about an item that costs 25,000 gold that you could pool into with all of your players, and when you buy it, you can swap out one of your heroes for another hero?
So, I mean, who do you even want to swap? I guess maybe...
Get techies and start placing landmines to
Oh,
see.
yeah. Of course you would say that. All right, Talk at T1. All right, Talk stack. It's a little bit of a baby one, though. You see the soul mine on the 2, but BKB is
Your
popping on
eyes
that.
gonna move.
That's a pretty big ult down. They're not going to get the double doom, but Ice pop the BKB in turn.
You gotta love their confidence, though,
Yeah.
to go high ground here. Like, there's Roche is 1.5 minutes away. They know that the Aegis is down for EG, and that they're playing with the fear of losing their rapier.
And they're playing with the literal fear, the ability with Arteezy,
That's
but
true.
not the hero fear, the player fear.
He's coaching.
All right,
the
Dragon
prep.
Form is popped. Why? What's up? Has some magic immunity as a result of that shard, of course, or the Ags. Man. Yeah, we're seeing Dark Portrait being used constantly on Arteezy, who has his meta popped right now.
It was just his, was that the meta?
Ice gets the Dragon Form. Here, Swift Slash to start things up with the BKB by Ice into the force step. Now Carl BKBing into the enemy base, trying to get up his Doom. Gets the refresher off. I don't think this is going anywhere right now. Zephyr looks like he's going to get popped. To Aeon this to start things out. The Elder Titan ult has already been expended to split Earth. He really can't fight into this. Fly wants to get pretty aggressive, but they do take out that pesky Zephyr Nyx assassin. And I guess that's the fight. 58 minutes.
Did you look? Like, they're actually just watching each other for like 20 seconds
I mean,
because
they're
no one
scared,
can
man.
die.
Everyone's
and then eventually you poke and prod and you get an opening on the one hero who can't move.
Right.
That is the one guy you killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
my
fears
goodness.
fade.
We see another viewer record for the Animajor right now. As we see the replay here.
So, I think Force Staff might be on cooldown here for Cuckoo, right? You're still waiting. Nyx is turning. You can still turn when you're underground. And the fear, he wanted to save him there, but he got hit by a terror
I
wave.
think Arteezy bought a second Ranger. The Splitter actually connects onto 2. The double doom on the ball. This could be really bad for EG. Swift Slash helps finish off Crit. Both flying Crit are dead. Buyback though on 1. Cuckoo trying to apply some pressure on Arteezy in the backside. He's already at half HP. They're just going to spin down Ice. This is a really bad fight for Ice, for EG in general. And now Abed might have to sacrifice himself as Arteezy. Again, you're going to have to give up this Roach with that double rapier purchase. And we are 30 seconds away from something very special. It's a Christmas present from Gaben himself. There's the buyback of Abed. It looks like they want to contest this, but this is going to be without their Skywrath Mage. Half HP on the Roshan.
They're going to respect it. They could have definitely finished this.
I mean, they don't have the information that we do.
EG can't connect here. There's nothing for them. T1 are like, wait a second. They have no outpost.
All right, this is Aghanim Scepter and the refresher
courier
shard. That is an Aghanim on Leshrac. He's the one that picked that up, right?
Yeah, everyone else has it, except Doom.
Well, Doom, I feel like Doom's is better, is it not?
It applies break on Doom, right?
Yeah, so this is Nihilism for
Someone
Leshrac. It
took out
applies
Radiant's courier.
essentially Ghost Scepter effect to everybody around you.
Double damage.
And gives you extra movement speed. Something to that effect. They've
All right.
tweaked it a few times.
You can open
but-
the neutral items. It can happen.
60 minutes, we've made it! Tier 5 items are upon us, ladies and gentlemen. I think Mirror Shield is the highest quality item for EG against the Doom.
Deso 2 for Jug.
Yeah, Deso 2 for either team, really, would be pretty
found
strong.
it.
Oh, okay. Deso 2 has been found by T1.
It's in the backpack.
He does, I mean,
Very
the BKB
nice.
is pretty important because he doesn't have a Dispel himself,
Yeah,
right?
the horn is definitely good too.
I feel like you take the Stitching for sure. I mean, all right, only one item has dropped. I'm trying to think of something else. So even like an item that is kind of underlooked, the Seer Stone for somebody like a Skywrath Mage, just being able to use, or Nyx Assassin, just being able to use everything from such far range.
Stop jungling, let's
I don't
push.
think should be underestimated. I think that as we see the
Ex Machina.
did they not pick it up? Ex Machina?
He did ping it. He knows it's there.
Okay. So Ex Machina, that's the, you get the items.
All right, really big
refreshed.
problem for EG here. They don't have neutral items. They're not getting outside of the base. They're
Yeah.
terrified and waiting. So the advantage that T1 is going to enter this fight with will not be 20k gold. It will be 20k plus whatever value you assign to these tier 5 items, which is
Right.
anywhere from 0 if you get the wrong one to 1 million if you get the right one.
1 million, my goodness. That's
It's a
quite
lot
a
of
bit.
gold.
All right, well, Book of the Dead, all
It
right.
has definitely been so this was one of the items that we were going to say maybe wouldn't have that much value, but Book of the Dead has been buffed quite a lot, so even that is better. Now if you're playing Tinker and you're wondering, wait, it says on rearm I can't rearm Necronomicon. If you have no idea who playing what Necronomicon is, it's from that item.
You'll never know. Is here's the elimination from EG. 23 Savage. Ursula connects that. The Age is down. have to be careful. This is a double rapier Arteezy you have to deal with.
Oh my
Radiant's
See,
bottom
the
tower
Book of the Dead going to work. Those are, in fact, Necronomicons. They're extinct.
Wow.
They're a very special species that have been extinct for quite a while now.
Going to work and got one shot by Arteezy.
Very strong item. All right, so, okay, Ballista.
Stop
That is the
jungling, let's
last
push.
tier 5 item for T1.
Oh,
and they
that
do
is
not have a
terrible
good...
for them, actually.
Yeah, they don't have a good carrier.
That
wow.
is the worst neutral item for their lineup.
That, I mean,
I think by
with
far.
the right
Jungling,
lineup, it
let's
could be the
push.
best, but you're right. This
It is
is
not good for their team.
okay.
It's in base.
They will literally just not even use it.
Arteezy, I don't even think you want it as EG either, to be honest. Ballista, you want a bigger stat item. It's terrible. You want an Apex.
Yeah, Apex, Giant String even. I mean, the extra HP and be able to terrain walk all the time would be pretty huge.
Giant String Dragon Knight with BK.
EG, this is the time to go into the jungle and get some tier 5 items. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's 63 minutes in the game, which means they've been available for 3 minutes. But the smoke onto T1, and they're going into the base of EG. This could be
Oh, if they're going to get
potential
this
game
jump.
ender.
Arteezy.
Arteezy, remember, he has the Lincoln Sphere, Refresher as well. They spot
Look at
him.
it, though.
The Lincoln's in block. He's going to get off his mana, but he's doomed. He's going to get forced out twice.
No
to the other side,
breaking
into
down
the
radiant
top.
structure
Back
like
into the
this.
fountain he goes, and he's going to be fine as a result. In fact, all of this from
Get
T1,
low
they've used
radiant
pretty much
bottom
everything, it
racks.
feels like. Let's see if they can get a Rax out of it as well. The Doom is still applied to Arteezy, but now they can try to
Radiant
defend.
bottom
The
racks
Book of Shadows, or not Book of Shadows, the Necronomicon, we're the Book of the Dead. Back to Life Cinder, and they get a melee Rax, but the range shall survive here. There's the fire flag, and it's not going to do anything as a result. Gets dispelled immediately, but they don't have the right-click damage to actually finish him off. Initiate initially, but 23 Savage does have buyback. Zephyr throws into Lurker form. Ice right on top of him. There's the Ancient Seal into the Mystic Flare. Double kill for Arteezy. Full buyback for Nyx Assassin. Now they're going to turn this around. The cheese popped onto the left track. Ixwell pretty important here. Carl, Doom. Oh, the Sunder quickly onto Carl. The right click come out as well. It's not quite enough damage to take him out. Arteezy with a double rapier will finally die. Does have buyback. So 23 Savage picks up at least one Divine Rapier here. And Arteezy getting chased out by 23 Savage. You can hear screaming in the background. The 3v4 situation. Niles the Hawk of Jesus. And that's going to be enough. T1 with the tier 5 item advantage. Take game 2. Gabe and
Someone's
almighty,
having
what a game.
technical difficulties. Dire's done it again.
We got which tier 5 items come. I think we get a game 3. That was a back and forth. The Rapiers kind of turned this around for EG, but then T1 end up taking the game in the end.
Oh. That was probably the best game of the tournament so far. That was crazy. There were so many things to highlight. Amazing individual plays, great itemization. Once again, want to go back to, it feels like an eternity ago, but 20 minutes in, EG are just one-shotting cores with their combos.
Juggernaut!